Hey, everybody. Jeff from SimpleBiz360 coming to you from stlewispodcast.com, the home of Vi Media. We're at their headquarters in Chesterfield, Missouri. Thank you very much, Mason Vaughn Ledbetter, for that intro. And if you don't know what my grandson's saying, he's saying, all right, Mr. Simple Biz guy, let's start the show. So we thank you for that intro. It's always special to have that. And so we are here today with episode, I think it's 46. It's called Hey, right? Actually, it's episode 45, sorry. It's called Hey. What do I mean by hey? Well, if you haven't recognized it by now, half of the United States is named Hey. Have you ever noticed that? We are forgetting to call people by name. It's just hey, 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 just a bunch of heys. And, I thought when I moved out to Missouri in 2000, I kind of thought it was a condition of moving out here, but I'm not convinced of that at all. I think it really just started to decline in around 2000. And I've just seen it. I've watched it. I've paid attention to it. And it's just tickled my funny bone, kind of, that we aren't using people's names. Now, why is this important to us as business professionals? Well, if you own your own business and you want to eliminate your competition and you want people to come to your company and refer you and do repeat business with you, I suggest you tap into the whole principle of calling people by name. Why is that? Well, Dale Carnegie proved to us eons ago, I believe it was principle number 6, that to that person, their name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language. It is. People like to be recognized and called by name. They really do. And when you think of, the principle number 4 from Dale Carnegie is, show genuine interest in people. So we've got this Grumpelstiltskin society that's on steroids right now based on everything that's going on in our world. And we just have a really grumbly, gnarly world out there that people have a hard edge to them. And if you're not seeing it, I don't know if you're out much, but it's really out there. And, I've mentioned in some videos I've done on Instagram and stuff that just the exchange where I'll see somebody running and I'll say, hey, how are you doing? Good. That might be what my response is. But you know what? A lot of times I don't get anything, not a head nod, nothing. And so, we're really going down this path where we're all getting a little bit introspective, a little bit, more concerned with us, fearful in some cases, whatever the case may be. But we're getting this hard edge, this narcissistic edge to us that we don't really care to exchange pleasantries with people, and we don't really care about calling people by name. So if you're that business and you want to win more people to your cause, I'm imploring you to start considering using people's names when you address them. And, I see it in my personal life constantly. I have friends that I've known for 20 years that I can't tell you with certainty that they've ever said my name. I'm sure they have, but most of the time it's just, hey. And, that's the way it is. So, think about it. It's just something kind of funny. We have our straw. It's actually straw, but it's hay here to kind of remind us that that's what this episode's about. But think about, we said this in an episode a long time ago. If you go to a restaurant, I just challenge you to do this. And a waiter or waitress comes up to you, ask that individual what their name is. I would bet my bottom dollar that if they told you their name and you use their name periodically throughout their service experience with you, you'll get better service. You'll get a smiley attendant. You'll get a smiley partner with you at that table in the form of your waiter or waitress. And you know what? You'll have a better eating out experience if you just take that little tip and just ask somebody what their name is. Now, a couple other things I just want to point out that are of interest is, in line with that, be conscientious of your social situations. And I think as we get more, more narcissistic, if you will, as a society. It's all about us and we don't really care. We tend to sometimes dominate conversations, or we don't let other people talk. We don't let other people share. I think Chamber of Commerce are really good about this. When you're at a table before a speaking engagement or before a luncheon, they really make an effort to have everybody go around and say a little bit about each other so that everybody feels included. Try to do that in your business walk too. If you've got a group of people there, and some of them are influencers and decision making, ask them, point the question to that person and then that person this time. Make sure everybody feels included. If someone walks up to you and you're in the middle of a discussion and it's a potential customer, I don't know. I just feel like you should probably just say, you know what, Alex, excuse me 1 second. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Welcome. Come on over. I'm just finishing up a conversation with Alex. Be right with you. Let them know you acknowledge their presence. Let them know you see them. Let them know you're caring about them. I think in a lot of those situations, we forget. I had a personal experience not too long ago where I walked up and it was a planned meeting with some friends. And, I stood there for minute and 15 seconds before anybody ever said anything to me, and because they were engrossed in a conversation. And, I saw my wife, she was waiting inside the restaurant and looking out like, what is going on? Is anybody saying hello? Hey, I don't know, So it's just one of those awkward things that, as vendors, as business owners, we have to be conscientious of those situations. Another thing, I will tell you that I have selected not to do business with somebody because one time, it had a number of things happen. But the first time a flag went up is I went to a meeting and I was on time for the meeting, got there, and this person was continuing a discussion with someone else. And that discussion transpired for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 12 minutes. And that vendor never once turned to me and said, hey, Jeff, I'll be with you in 1 minute. Thanks for being on time. Just give me a second. I sat there for 12, almost 13 minutes beyond the point we had an appointment, and I never even got acknowledged. So you know what? I don't dig that. And I, a lot of people don't. So I didn't say anything, but it was one of the reasons that just led me to, amongst a couple other things, of not doing business anymore. It just wasn't a good feeling. So anyway, I just say, be conscientious of social situations, show genuine interest in people, call them by name, inject that kindness, inject that courteousness we talked about in episode 41. Make sure you're doing that. And it really will pay tremendous benefits with customers, because by doing so, you're saying that you respect that customer. And if you're saying you respect that customer, you're respecting their time, and their time is their money. So those dots get connected. Don't forget that. So any rate, Lost in the Shuffle track today, again, kind of light and breezy. Episode today is as a band. I've mentioned Haight-Ashbury before. I've mentioned that San Francisco hotspot for music. A lot of great bands have come out of there, but wow, probably one of my first or second album was Abraxas by Santana. And let me tell you something. Just love Carlos Santana. Got to see him 3 times. I think the third time I saw him, I was probably about 15 feet from him, and just watched the mastery of his hands work on that guitar. It's just wow. It was just mind blowing. But, he did a song, 1970, Hope You're Feeling Better. And we really do. It's been a long, long spring and summer. I hope you're feeling better, everybody out there. I hope everyone's doing well. You'll see it up here, Lost in the Shuffle track, Carlos Santana, 1970, Santana. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you for your time today. Hey, we're almost coming up on a milestone down the road, so we're real excited about hitting that number 50. So, at any rate, we'll have some fun with the next 4 episodes. They'll be at Studio B for the next 4. So, any rate, hold on to your sand. It's your profitability. Don't let it slip away. Remember the 3 Why challenge. The 3 easiest ways to start improving your business is to respond to every inquiry 100% of the time. Do it quickly. Follow up with all that, and make sure you follow through. That's the Achilles heel for so many businesses. Those are so many of the swords businesses fall on, as they don't follow through. So any rate, make those customers happy, because happy customers come back and refer you, and that's what makes your business tick. and just be safe out there. Appreciate it. Thank you, and see you next week.